Good evening, my powerful MVP family. This is your girl, Miss Bev, with yet another video. So tonight, we're going to talk, people. We're going to talk. And what we're going to talk about resonates from Andrea Crawford, Miss Andrea Crawford, in the prior video where she spoke about just making sure people get the right training. She suggests getting doctors from China, and I think she says Cuba or India, somewhere where people know what they're doing. And yeah, that strikes a chord. So tonight, I am going to be talking about negligence or ignorance. I'm going to talk about a couple of situations that happen in the hospitals or in a healthcare facility. I'm going to share first my experience, and it's not really like a whatever, but I know that my doctor years ago, nice young Jamaican doctor, and when we would go to him, he was our family doctor, and when we would go to him and he would prescribe, oh, I think you should take this, I think you should take that. And I said, I don't think so. We're going for a checkup, and he said, have you been taking, and have you been? No, I only take the blood pressure medicine. Because my question to him was this. I said, we come in with situations. Yeah, I had gained some weight, and, my pressure did become borderline till it became. And I said to him, I said, it is strange how none of you have ever suggested a nutritionist. You never prescribe like a gym membership. You never give us alternatives. It's always the medication, because he was saying to me, if I had to depend on you and your family, Miss Beverly, I would never eat. I would never be able to feed my kids, because none of the prescriptions that I write you fill. So we have to understand that, of course, it confirmed to me that when they're prescribing these medications, it's not about getting you healthy. Doctors don't want you to be healthy, because if you're healthy, then if they make everybody well, how will they make their monies to pay their mortgage? How will they make their monies? If they don't write these prescriptions that they're getting kickbacks from, that they're getting commission of. You see what I'm talking about? So as much as he was respectful and beautiful, it was so funny that he said when he saw my son's name, he smiled, because he said his mom gave him that name, that my son just have this long name, a long powerful name. He doesn't have a middle name. But that doctor, his middle name was part of my son's name. And he says for all his years, he has never seen anyone with the name until he met my son. So that was, he was very, he listened. He wasn't one of those 2 minutes doctors like they're trained to be. Don't spend more than 5 minutes with any patient. So it doesn't matter how you want to talk to somebody. Doesn't matter what. They need to be like a fast food thing where they're just in and out. Nobody has time to listen. But he would actually sit and listen. And when we have concerns, he would hear us out. So more power to you, Dr. Ellis. I know you receive a big position in one of the big top hospitals in Hartford. So more power to you. Awesome human being. But they just love to give a prescription. Another situation, I had a science teacher whose mom, who decided, because teachers get good health care, and so everybody's pushing colonoscopy. Nobody telling you change your diet, eat more veggies, do this, drink water, so you can cleanse the things out of your belly, or not to your bowels, or to your or to your colon. But they're pushing for colonoscopy. So he went and took it because he had good insurance that covered it. And when he went, it also happened to my friend, but hers wasn't the intestine that got punctured. It was a needle or something that stuck her, and it was infected and nearly ate out the woman's back. Gave her, nurse had to go in to dress it. So again, this was negligence in the room where they did the what do they call it? Where you go in to have the surgery, to have the thing done. Whatever. At this age, I'm entitled to forget a name. But where they did the colonoscopy, they do go into the room and to get it done. And somebody was careless and put a needle or something down somewhere, and it stuck her, and it was, looks like something, whatever hurt, gave her the stick in her back. It became a big wound that a nurse had to come out and dress it. But this teacher, and she's a teacher as well, this teacher, a white guy, he went in, got his thing physical done. They said, oh, colonoscopy, went, he got it done. And he said the reason he got it done is because his mom, they claimed that whatever was going on, she had cancer in the colon. So he decided to, oh my God, let me go get checked out, When punctured his intestine, when he left and went back home the evening, they had to bring him back overnight because he was getting sick. Because they punctured his thing, and so had a fever going through, and they had to bring him back to get things taken care of. His mom, however, whom when they said, oh, she has cancer in the colon, she said, let it stay there. It's not bothering anybody. Let it stay there. And she never went to any doctor. She one of them old school people who just doesn't go to the doctor. And so when they did, and they claimed that that's what she had, that's what they claimed. But she lived to be 90 years old with whatever was there. So sometimes, but listen to these two stories, guys, and then I will get into the video.
So I went to the clinic for my baby's regular visit, regular checkup. And when I went there, when it was my turn, I went in. The nurse was talking to me, and I was talking to her, and she was asking me a question about the baby. I answered her. Anyhow, she was looking at the little bottles to give her the injection, and she was reading the bottles, and it's like in her brain she was deciding which one to give her, but it's like she wasn't sure. So I stood there, I was watching her, wondering what is she doing, and saying to myself, this lady don't know what she's doing. But anyhow, I still sit quietly and watch her doing what she's doing. She gave my baby the injection. When she gave my baby the injection, she hit the table and she said, oh damn. And I said to her, what happened? And she said, give me a minute, mommy. And I said, okay. She said, oh mommy, I gave your baby the wrong injection. I gave her the injection that the younger baby is supposed to get, instead of giving her what the bigger baby is supposed to get. So say for instance, she probably made mistake and give her like a 3-month-old injection then, when she should have gotten a 1-year-old injection then. So I said, okay then, is that going to affect her or what's wrong? Oh no, it's not going to affect her. So I say, okay, so what's next? She said, oh mommy, I'm going to have to give her the right one. I said, when are you going to do that? She said, I'm going to have to give her the right one now, mommy. I said, no, I will not have it. I will not allow you to give my child another injection after you give her the wrong one. She said, Mommy, I'm sorry. I am very sorry, but it's my mistake, and what I can do is I can give you an appointment to come back in 2 weeks' time. I say, probably you're not hearing me, or probably you're not listening to me. So I want you to listen to me. You are not going to give my child no injection whatsoever. You are not going to give her in 2 weeks, and you are not going to give her today. So she say, give me a minute. I'm going to get my supervisor. She go get her supervisor. Her supervisor come back in a brown uniform. And she was there preaching. They were there talking. And I was not listening to them. Everything that they were saying was going through one ear and coming through the other. Oh, mommy, the baby have to get it because the baby can get polio, and baby can this and the baby can that. It's not me them talking to, because me not listen to them. After they were finished talking, mommy, what we're going to do, we're going to give you an appointment to come back in 3 months' time. I said, let me tell both of you something, because apparently none of you not listen to me. So make you hear me now. Now give me pitney, no injection whatsoever. So let me tell you something. I don't even agree with you people giving my child any injection whatsoever, much less to give her one now and then one whenever 3 months time. I said, no, you're not gonna give my child any injection. I am not coming back here. You all can keep the book. And I am leaving. Just excuse out of my way. I get up, I took up my baby, I left. Go in my vehicle, drive off. When I reach in town, somebody called me. Mommy, we are calling you from the Ministry of Health. You can go back by the clinic and collect the baby's passport. The baby doesn't have to get the other injection. I said, okay then. I went back to the clinic. I took my book from them, jumped in my vehicle, and I drove off. Because I don't want to hear nothing at all from them. And let me tell you something. If I was a teenage mom, or if I was one of those mom who have a mental problem, they would have given my child another injection, and my child probably would have crippled, or probably can't talk, or something would have happened to my child. Let me tell you something. If you're not smart, if them think because they are educated more than you are, they will do all kind of stuff to your kids. I will not have it with any of them whatsoever. None of them. I will not have it. I was upset for more than 2 months because of this lady, this nurse, that wants to give my child another injection just to cover her ass, just to cover that, okay, I have given the right one. Just to cover yourself, you want to give my child the other injection. Let me tell you something. I was mad for more than 3 months. I was upset. Because these people take us for fool. Like, we don't have no sense. We're not educated, so, we can go ahead and do whatever they want. No. Not this mother.
Alright. So, my powerful MVP family, listen. You know that I've been doing the healthcare thing. Last night I did a video as it relates to the new facilities that are going up now in Jamaica. The new hospital in Spanish Town, a lot of health centers are getting upgrades. Portmore, they identified land for Portmore. KPH, they identified land for a new KPH hospital. So we see that they're trying to do the right thing as it relates to healthcare. But in the meantime, we also have to be careful because a lot of people who are in these systems seem like they are not competent. They are inexperienced. And when that happens, guys, you have to know that the person who gets hurt, it's you, the patient. So today I'm just here with Miss Kanisha. You know that she's our hairdresser. She comes in and she helps me out at times. She just did soursop juice. I should have videotape her with that. But right now, I just want to talk to her about any situations, adverse situations that she had as it relates to medical care. In the video, I'll do in this video coming up after I speak to her, I'm going to share some other experiences with you guys. So right now, let's talk to Miss Kenisha. Miss Kenisha, it's so awesome to have met you here. You're part of my small community. How many months you've been with us, and I appreciate all you have been doing for us and with us, with Kayla and myself. But today I want to ask you, I know you have children in high school, beautiful twin daughters. You also have a little boy who is Kayla's age, going to school. What's his name? Jahim. And just now I was talking to you, and you are willing to just share with me the situation where your child, things happen that was not so fun at all as it relates to a doctor and medication given.
Okay. So I went to the doctor with Jaime about five-year-old, and I went to the doctor with him about his private part. So when I went to the doctor about his private part, they give me some prescription. That is Dr. Pakash give me some prescription to fill. So when I feel that now, I starting the dose. I giving him, feed him first, and then I give him medication. So I've given him the medication and seen that every time I give him the medication, he went to the bathroom about. We went to the bathroom about 2 minutes, and the next 2 minutes he gone back to the bathroom again. And we said, why Jen with the pee like that every minute? So in pee and go back. So in pee and go back. So I said, no sir. I have to go check and see if I need medication I do. So I just take him up for the medication now. I realize the pee come back normal. So I won't go to the bathroom every minute anymore. So I said, some medication I get probably too strong or something because too young. So I just stop him off fight and just watch him, and it go back normal.
And it went back normal.
Yes.
So did the pain go away from his
Yes, the private part. Yeah, it go away after a while. So
Wow. Did they ever tell you what caused the pain? Or did he squeeze something? Did he?
I don't know.
They didn't tell you what it was. They
No.
just gave you medication. Wow.
Because before the auntie them saying that in the cry, in 16 bars, they hurt mommy in the cry for me. So no one, they will check up and see what I'm doing. But they never tell me what I'm doing.
Wow.
Probably in the clear
And them hit it or something.
Yeah.
So how did you feel afterwards?
I feel a little bit better after I took him off of the medication. Because when we send him to school, sometimes come home in pants wet up like
Oh.
when he run go to the bathroom, he can't carry the pants too fast, so he pee you. So they turn to the teacher and say, how much time feed your child go to the bathroom? And she said to me, say, you go to the bathroom about 12 times a day. The one day she go to the bathroom 12 times. I mean, I said, 12 times, Miss Shorten? And I said, yes, Kenisha, 12 times feed your child go to the bathroom.
Wow.
And I said, no, so I go take him off of the medication and I bring him and get. So I don't stop him and see if I
Oh.
take him off fight and he just come back normal. So.
Okay.
But we still visit the doctor with them, same way when they're sick.
And they
So
never
it's more
had
easier for me to carry them just because when I go down
the clinic.
it take almost a whole day.
Okay.
So we just go private and do it.
And so the thing is, Jamaica has healthcare for everybody,
Yeah.
right? But then the wait at the clinics that you have to
Sometimes
get.
you go down there where your son feel long up on the top bench and wait.
Oh God.
Sometimes in the office and then upon the phone, then pay no mind, or you're in a pain, then pay no mind.
Wow.
You have to definitely they still get it cut and they cut the bleed out and then tell you.
For them to come.
Yeah.
So my God. So
When we go to the private doctor, it's more easier for me. They just buy the medication.
Buy the
after a
medication.
while.
So that's a catch-22 down there, because a lot of people complain about the same thing: the long wait, the all day sitting on the hard bench. and no service, everybody. And I heard other people said it about nurses and teachers alike. They're on TikTok, they're doing these things
Sure, through their phone, they are.
on the phone.
Sometimes people become a make nice and then get up.
My God. And no accountability, no supervisor to say anything, nobody to say anything, because everybody doing the same. It is sad. Thanks for your contribution, Miss Kenisha. I absolutely appreciate you. So there you see, my people, Jamaica. We're looking now, and we say that no, they're trying to do the facelift, but again, as I was sharing the video, if people are not competent, if people are not respectful of the positions they own, if people are, they're not doing their part, then we can see how tough it is. Not everybody can go to a private doctor, but it is going to a private doctor sometimes. They're doing malpractice as well, but you will get through faster. So it's a catch-22, my people. So let's continue watching. So now you see the stories, you hear the stories. One of them was from my mobile market lady. And you see how her daughter could have been crippled, could have been deformed. And then we have the other story was from our hairdresser, who is also kind of our helper, because she comes in and she cleans. Today she was here to just clean. We didn't get our hair done yet. So negligence or ignorance, my people. You listen to their stories. Was it negligence or just plain ignorance? Remember, also shared with you the driver, one of our drivers who came and was sharing about the MRI that the doctor didn't read correctly. Went into his back and could have crippled him for life. And one person corrected me, must from be a medical background, but I am sure he said, she told him it was a stone, that when he read the x-ray, she said, oh, you have stones, we got to go in and take it out. And did the big surgery, charge him how much? Thousands of dollars. And when she cut him, when she came back, he said, it's strange, when people do usually get surgery for stones, then people usually, they see the stone, how big it was at the time. When she came and she's questioning her, oh, it wasn't a stone. So what was it? There was nothing, right? And so sometimes you have these situations where that's how it is. So negligence or ignorance. Was she ignorant? Was that doctor just ignorant, didn't understand, and instead of getting a second opinion, was quick with the knife, to make some money? So let me say this, when we return to the land we love, when we return to Jamaica, or even the people who are living here, we come home with hope, right? Hope to reconnect. We talk about that, reconnect with old friends, reconnect with families, reconnect with our church, reconnect with schools or whatever. We come home to reconnect. We hope to invest. A lot of you come home, a lot of us come home. We get property, we start businesses, we come home, we're home. And we also hope to live with dignity. But what happens when that hope is met with fear? The fear for your health, the fear for your children's safety, the fear for your life. I just share those stories as it relates to healthcare. And it makes me angry, and it also, like, I'm shaken, Then there's also a situation, I can't call names, But this doctor, he came from Africa, so-called doctor from Africa. And this is why, my people, I say to you, it might happen to me later on too, because sometimes you get so comfortable that you lower your standards. And you forget to look to see if the persons are really trained in the field, if they know what the bones of the body is, if they know what gas pains are, how it's different from heart pains, heart attack. Do they really know? Because the story is told of an African doctor, yes, a so-called trained professional, who it is known that when he came and he started out at a low level and building himself up, that he was putting water, he was giving injections of water instead of the real injections to his patients. And people separated from him, but what hurts me more is that they did nothing about it. I didn't get the full names of these people, but it just irks me. One of them, I think the African doctor, is now practicing somewhere in Montego Bay. So that's something I'm going to try my best to see if I can get more information. I mean, come on now. So I heard that he stayed in the little space and robbed people, and now he's in a lavish space in Montego Bay. Right? And so you look at all these situations, and again, negligence or ignorance. And I'm going to add one more. Greed. Yes, I said it. Is it greed? Because if you are giving people water injections, it means that they're paying you for nothing. And I have to look up to see if that couldn't damage something. Some doctors don't know the dosage. They don't know that your weight and your height and all of those things factor in. That what works for me as a fat woman, it's not going to work for the next lady, even though we have the same ailment. And so, my God, the old doctors that are gone past, you know, these new doctors, I told you the story about the guy in Texas. Young doctor did so many open heart surgeries that all of a sudden the insurance company started checking in because they're looking to say, my God, in one hospital, when you look at the person sending off on all these it's the same doctor. How could one doctor be so lucky to have so many clients who needed her open heart surgery? But the problem is, you know what? Somebody tells you, your kidneys are bad, we have to take one out. You poor soul don't know. You don't know. And so, you okay. And then, my goodness, they cut into you because when I had my twin daughters, it was more money to do for them to cut you quicker. As soon as you go in, they're offering you. As soon as they see you flinch or you feel you're a little nervous, boom, you're ready to cut. Because, it's a lot of money compared to you pushing out. When I had my son and when I went in, the doctor he was just so, when you do one C-section, you have to do 6 sections for all your other children. Da-da-da. And I said, no, I'm pushing this one out. I said, no knives on me. You're not going to put a knife on me. I'm pushing him out. And he was so cruel because he didn't give me any other, what you call that thing, to numb to numb me up so that I wouldn't feel so much pain. But I think with all that pain, I love my son more because that pain was no easy pain, no joke. But he gave me nothing. He just kept saying, oh, we can't give you anything to relax you because we might have to rush you into the emergency. We might have to do emergency surgery. I said, no, just help me push him out. But they're not excited for you to push them out because it's less money. You bring them in the theater. Okay, that's what I was trying to remember. The theater. For my friend who had a sharp instrument stuck her and it became so infected. She just felt the bump in her back. Asked her husband, look at it. What is that? He said, oh, there's like a little prick or something there in your back. And it didn't take long before it became a big wound. So yes, these situations are everywhere, not just Jamaica, but it's all over. Some of them are really greed. So the stories go on and on and on. It's a lot of systematic failure. We don't know how many of you are out there with a story to tell. A story where your child became deformed because a doctor gave them too much of something or don't know the dosage and hurt the kid. You know, a lot of them don't read things. They just assume, oh, they could take this. And so the saga continues. The sad thing is that there's no accountability. Because when you listen to my mobile market lady's story with her daughter, even though she told the supervisor was more worried about her not taking the dosage of the darn thing after the other person had already given the child the wrong dosage. So she gave the child the wrong dosage, a little innocent baby, a baby not even developed enough for her little body to even deal with. But she was now willing, no fight, arguing with the mom to make sure that to make the baby get the next dosage, which was for the older child. So she would have been getting that dosage plus. So she'd have all of this thing in her body. You know. Sometimes you see your kids they can't learn. The behaviors are so atrocious. They come to school and they can't even, and the next thing, oh, they need Ritalin, or they need Adderall, they need this, they need that. When something must have screwed them up when they were babies going in to get these darn shots and people don't know what they're doing. So now we have the question, how many people on this island have suffered silently again at the hand of negligence or worst, untrained or illiterate personnel placed in positions they're not qualified for? How many? How many people are working in doctors' offices who have no knowledge of what they're doing and they're there because they're paying them so little? As a returning resident guy, I'm deeply concerned, not just for myself, but for every elderly person trusting the nurse with their blood pressure, every child brought in for a vaccine, every pregnant woman relying on accurate care. Understand this guy that this video is not to shame anybody, all right? It's just to shed light. We need standards, we need oversight. Most of all, we need to speak up. A lot of times you go through these things and you just shut your mouth because you don't want to say nothing. And again, with how horrible the system is, that people are willing to pay people to hurt people and to do these things, and they will do anything just to make sure that they're making their monies. A lot of doctors coming in, are they properly vetted? Do we really, really know if they went through the proper trainings? Medical school is no joke. It's no, easy task. So are these people who are coming in really, really trained for what they're coming in for? Why is it they're not practicing in their own country? That was just something that came to my head. Why would you leave your own country to come to the islands? Because the islands are vulnerable. The islands are vulnerable. A lot of people go online and they are able now to create. I remember years when they were going into like Mexico and places like that and buying degrees. Buying degrees. Because we know for the right money, people can buy whatever they want to buy out there. And so they used to go to different places and they buy these degrees. And you have to, where they go, it's always in the poor neighborhoods. They're not going into areas where people are educated and people are going to ask questions and, and say, no, this is not right. Who people will look at medication and read it and say, wait, what the hell? This is not for this. Or, who will have conversations. They push themselves right into areas where people are illiterate, where people just want relief. They don't care what you get them, how much you get them. They just put themselves in these little neighborhoods. And they don't care if they work, if they charge $5,000 a visit, while if you go somewhere else, it's $10,000. They just know that they're there with their fake credentials and they're making money. What a sad world we live in today. It's all about money. It's all about money. And nobody respects another person. But as I said, the video is not to shame anybody. It is just to shed light that there is a lot of illiteracy, a lot of incompetent people in positions that do not belong there. But we know because people are trying to save money, they will put people in positions for a little bit of pay because, they want to save their money. So we need to speak up. We need oversight. We need standards of care. And people need to go around and make sure that these things are happening. If you've ever had a similar experience, guys, just share it in the comments. Let's collect these voices. Let's push for better training, better hiring practices, and better care. Because we didn't just return to live, we returned to thrive. Your voice matters. Share your story. Demand accountability, people. Let's build a Jamaica where care is competent, where care is safe, and where care is respectful. If you can be good, be careful, walk good, do good, live good. Look out for the short video that will accompany this video. Guys, thank you all for your support. Thank you so much for watching the video, for sharing your comments, and just supporting Miss Bev. That's how you can support me. Watching the videos, watching the ads. The views are vital and the ads are necessary to be watched. So thanks for all of you who are supporting, and welcome again to the new subscribers.